Wait, you're trying to learn how to do that? Well, I mean, who doesn't? It's insanely cool, but there's a couple things you need to know before even attempting. This tutorial is going to show you all these steps and hopefully lead you to God bridging in the future. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, what's up? This is going to be a tutorial on how to drag click the proper way. I did an old video on how to drag click, and it got a lot of views, and I have changed my ways since then, so I want to share to you guys that, and I'm gonna make you guys be able to drag click so much better and so much more consistent with using less tape. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get yourself some electrical tape. I've bought electrical tape and a lot of it didn't work, so it's very specific to the brand. I do not know what brand I use. It seems to be a common tape to use for it, and it actually works really well. So here we go. My tape looks something like this. It can be any other color really. Inside it says listed electrical tape with a YL logo. I don't know if that's really going to help you, but I'm trying my best. Then you're going to want to grab a decently sized piece that goes across your whole mouse. You're going to want to start it right above the honeycomb pattern because you cannot drag click on that. And then you're going to want to go all the way up to the tip of your mouse, but make sure you go as far as low as possible. And also, little tip, you want to go as close to this corner as you can between your scroll wheel and your DPI. Once that is applied, there's two ways you can drag click. One is you can drag click from the very top, and you can just do a small motion while holding your thumb on the left side and your pinky and your ring finger on the right side. I personally hold my left finger up because it messes with me, but this is the grip that you're supposed to use for drag clicking. And then after this grip, you want to get your finger nice and dry, and you want to make sure the tape is dry too. So washing your hands is very recommended before doing this. And then a small little motion going forward should create some sort of drag clicking. You may need to apply a lot more pressure than you thought, but this is only for the top part of the mouse. So this is from this part of the mouse and down, or even higher. And if you want to go fast, you can go rapid fire on the very top. Basically, it's just a small motion of like bumps. It's a small and short motion that you can practice. I'm always in my Discord if you guys can't find out how to do it. So I recommend joining that. Also, small little tip, when you're done with the tape and it stops getting like that good friction on it, you can pull the tape off and you'll be able to do the same method without the tape because the stickiness of the tape is still there. Now for the second part. You can drag click down here in between the DPI and the scroll wheel. It's commonly found between around here and here. If I do a short dragging motion between here and there, I can get maybe 5 to 8 CPS short drag. And that's a lot. I mean, the average CPS for short dragging is probably 3 to 5. So 8 is a big step up. And I also actually lied. You can do 3 ways of drag clicking. The other one is way down here. It requires a lot of pressure, but if you don't think you can do it, don't worry about it. The other 2 work perfectly fine. To test that you're getting your CPS right, I would recommend getting a keystrokes mod in the bottom of your screen. This is where you can see your CPS and know if it's like working. So it's not on Looter client, so you may have to try this on Badlion. And you also cannot check this on a clicker test because it only does left click and not right click. So from a simple move, and we'll try all of them. This is the one at the very bottom that I talked about last. That's one short drag. So it's a 4 to 5, which is really good. Now let's go to the very top. You can tell that the sound is very different. It's because it's a different part of the mouse. In some parts, it's farther from the click zone, and other places it's closer. Alright, now let's go in between the DPI and the scroll wheel. This one is personally my favorite because it gives a larger grip of your mouse, so it can be more even. Because on the lower one, your hands are going to be more towards the bottom of the mouse, and it's going to be harder to grip. And towards the top, it may be too far, and your wrist may be too close to the bottom of the mouse, but it's always down to personal preference. So my favorite is probably in between the DPI and the scroll wheel. Also, you're going to want to use your fingertip that's around here. You're also going to use the part of your finger where it's not the direct top of it, but it's going to be at slightly an angle from your flat side of your finger to the curved part. So it's going to be in between there to drag click. Not directly up and not completely flat. Now for the long drag. Long dragging is a lot more simpler, but also requires a decent amount of practice. So the reason why you put the mouse tape all the way from the bottom to the top is because you can start dragging as low as all the way down here. You're going to want to start on the mouse where it's at the most bottom, and you're going to slowly go up. And the slower you go, the longer you have the CPS, but the CPS may not be as high as you want. Oh, and by the way, the grip is the exact same for all types. So you're going to start all the way down here, and you're going to go all the way up. And after you use your mouse, if your hand is a little sweaty, by the way, just use your shirt or something to clean the mouse tape, any sweat or anything like that. So yeah, it's a cool little tip. Right now I'm only getting around 20 CPS, which is pretty good, but earlier I got a clip of me getting 30 to 40 CPS, which is insanely high, but it is very possible on this mouse. Alright, let's roll that clip. With the long drag, it's not the most useful thing, but when doing stuff like clutches and MLG rush like you may see, or just wanting to drag click before a game starts, it's always a cool thing to know, and it can be beneficial in situations that you may not think it would be in. Also, for long drag, you can use it to tele bridge, and that's why I use it. And obviously for short drag, you can do so many different bridges. You can do moonwalk, you can do breezely, you can god bridge, you can do all these bridges, and they all are down to personal preference on which type of short drag click you want to do, but I'll let that for you to decide. Now for the second part of the drag click tutorial. I'm currently on 𝙍𝙬𝙀𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙚. You guys should really join. It's a really cool server, and it's a very good server to practice your bridging. Hundreds of people have gone on the server, and it's a really nice server with a really cool community. All the staff is really nice, and I really recommend it. This is the server that I got really consistent at breezely bridging with. It took me about a month, but on this server, it made a perfect environment for me to breezely bridge on it, and everyone was so supportive of me learning. So again, the code is 𝙍𝙬𝙀𝙪𝙧𝙘𝙚. First one, you're going to want to hit your compass, go to fast bridging, and you're going to go to these little signs. You'll click a category, it'll show your lag, how many people are in it, and yeah, it's pretty cool.